I recently traveled to the Ben-Wardenberg region of southwestern Germany, where the mighty Schwarz Mountains rise like a dark fortress against the sky. But this wasn't just a family visit, it was a call to action. Wild boars, once a rare sight, have now become a relentless force, tearing through farmlands and leaving devastation in their wake, including my aunt's struggling farm. What started as a peaceful countryside trip quickly turned into a mission. My cousin Wilhelm led me to the heart of the village, where seasoned hunters gathered, their eyes hardened by experience and their rifles ready. I had come not as a guest, but as a hunter joining the fight to reclaim what the wild had stolen. The morning mist had barely lifted when we split into groups. Each hunter posted at strategic positions across the vast mountain range of the Ben-Wardenberg region. I was stationed a few hundred meters from Wilhelm, crouched in silence, eyes scanning the dense underbrush. The air was still, except for the faint rustle of wind through the trees. Then came the sound, shrill squeals from the bushes. My pulse quickened. No matter how many hunts I've experienced, that moment of anticipation is always electric. Each hunt is unpredictable. Nothing ever happens the same way twice.
I'll shoot. Dur. At.
Suddenly, the underbrush exploded. A massive wild boar barreled straight at me, its tusks glinting, eyes wild with fury. Instinct took over. I fired. The shot rang out sharp and clear, and the beast collapsed instantly. But there was no time to relax. Another one burst out behind it, equally aggressive. I swung around and fired again, dropping the second boar before it got too close. The forest settled back into silence, broken only by the strange, almost primal scent of gunpowder mixing with pine and earth. It smelled like adrenaline, wildness, and survival. By 10 a.m., the sun lit up the treetops, and Wilhelm's voice crackled through the radio. "There's a very large wild boar heading your way. Be ready." I sprang up and got into position. Moments later, another monster appeared, trotting unsuspectingly toward me. This time, I had the high ground and a clear shot. I squeezed the trigger, one shot, one clean kill. As noon approached, we gathered at a nearby stream, a crucial water source that wild boars often visit during the heat of the day. True to form, another one approached, drawn by thirst, and once again met its end. The size of these animals was astonishing. Some easily weighed over 300 pounds, likely due to limited hunting pressure and rich food sources in the region. Interestingly, these wild boars seemed to lack fear of humans, an unusual trait that made them bold and unpredictable. That's when Wilhelm reminded me of our golden rule: never shoot unless the target is clear, and never fire toward the direction of other hunters. We're here to protect the forest, not destroy it, he said. His words stuck with me. Each shot I took had to be deliberate, respectful, and effective, not just for my safety, but out of responsibility to nature. Ethical hunting means swift, humane kills and a deep respect for the balance we're trying to preserve. Later in the day, we moved north into rougher terrain, where deep ravines and towering trees made visibility difficult. Here, wild boars thrive in numbers, shielded by dense cover. We tracked and took down several, working as a team in silence, every move calculated. For us, hunting is more than tradition, it's conservation. Wild boars in Germany have been increasing rapidly, with some estimates suggesting a population of over 2 million, causing severe crop damage and spreading diseases like African swine fever. That's why I return to these mountains again and again. Not just as a hunter, but as a guardian of this forest.
Tam şuradalardı. Otta burada aslında.
As the sun set and the hunt concluded, we gathered our harvest, marked and checked everything before returning to the village. The hunt was over, for now. But the mission continues. Please like and subscribe to join us next time in the wild. As darkness crept across the horizon, the forest didn't fall silent. It stirred with menace. This wasn't the peaceful dusk farmers once knew. Instead, it signaled the return of destructive invaders, massive wild boars, relentless in their destruction. No longer content with trampling crops, these beasts have grown bolder, charging fences, raiding livestock pens, even threatening human lives. In 2019, a 77-year-old Italian hunter tragically lost his life after being fatally gored by one of these animals. That chilling story was fresh in my mind as we gathered, rifles loaded, nerves taut, for what would become one of the most intense showdowns we've ever faced. We split into teams, strategically positioning ourselves along the lower slopes, alert for the first sign of movement. The night air was thick with tension. Moments later, a dark mass burst from the hillside, charging straight toward me. Reflex took over. One shot, and the shadowed figure dropped. Its fall signaled our first victory of the night, but there was no time to celebrate. From the ridgeline, the echo of barking dogs and squeals of wild boars filled the forest. The battle had truly begun. All around us, the jungle exploded in chaos. Wild boars, disoriented by the hounds and hemmed in by our flanking lines, darted in every direction. Their survival instincts kicked in, but so did ours. Gunfire lit up the night, flashes of muzzle bursts cutting through the underbrush. One after another, the beasts fell. It wasn't just about numbers, it was about precision, coordination, and grit. According to USDA estimates, wild boars cause over $2.5 billion in damage annually across the US. That figure is more than a statistic to us, it's the reason we fight. Guided by a local tracker, we pressed forward toward the next hillside, where the terrain grew steeper and the cover denser. The boars weren't retreating in fear, they were seeking strategic advantage. If they reached the summit and vanished into the dense forest canopy, we'd lose them. Every hunter knew this. Holding our breath, we waited for the perfect moment. Then, a lone boar broke cover, dashing through the clearing. I fired, one clean shot, and it was over. But the herd had split. All around the ridge, teammates sprang into action, forming a tight perimeter to block escape. The final phase of the hunt pushed us to our limits. The wild boars were cunning and swift, but we were relentless. Shot after shot rang out, echoes of resolve through the mountain air. Figures crumpled one by one, marking the ground with hard-won success. The adrenaline, the unity, the purpose, it bound our team together. As dawn approached, we stood victorious, not for trophies, but for the safety of our farms and our people. This was more than a hunt. It was a mission. And we'll be ready again. Always.